All right, man. This next comic coming up tours colleges like and clubs all over the country. I want you to show your love for my main man, Patrick.
What's up, everybody? How you doing? Patrick, man. Patrick Riley. I just have one name. I'm like Prince and shit. What's up, man? I grew up in a really rough area. I know I don't look like it, but it's called South Pasadena. I don't know if you guys ever heard of that. Yeah, man, it's crazy, dude. Yeah, it was terrible. It was rough. And I'm half white, half Mexican. My mom, I know I don't look that shit at all, but I hear all the racist shit you motherfuckers are saying in Spanish. I know, I hear it. But I'm half Mexican. My dad was the white dude in the equation, but he wasn't computer programmer white. He was prison white. Like, I don't know. You guys know the difference. Like, growing up, he grew up in Chicago. He's like a street kid from Chicago. And growing up, he always had a bad temper. Like, he was always getting into fights. Like, he always had a list of dudes he was looking for growing up, right? It was like part of his day. Like, get groceries for the house, find Frank, beat the shit out of him, get Patrick from school. Like, this is what he did, right? So I grew up in a nice area, South Pasadena. Like, everyone's dad was like a CEO or a doctor or something. So it's hard to brag, right? On the playground, kids would be like, my dad's a doctor. Next kid would be like, oh, yeah, my dad's a fisherman. We went and caught a trout. And I'd be like, oh, yeah, like me and my dad went out and caught Frank outside of Vaughn's. Like, no bait, all patience. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I grew up, man. Like, I'd seen him get arrested so many times, dude. Like, and he would still try to be a dad, like, while it was happening. Like, he'd be getting handcuffed and be like, make sure you study for your history test. Tell your mom I'll be home for dinner next Tuesday. Like, dude. And, like, I feel like he was still a good dad. Like, he taught me shit in a different way. You know what I mean? He wasn't, like, your conventional parent. But, like I got in a fight with a kid in an AYSO game, a soccer game. And the fight got broken up, and I looked over on the sideline, and my dad was fighting his dad. Right, exactly. Like, as a parent, like, he failed completely, you know what I mean? But, like, as a homie, that's an A+, dude. Like, that's loyalty right there. That's loyalty. And it's weird, man, because, like, he ended up passing away in 2016. He had cancer, dude. It's okay. I mean, it happens. Like, he followed the nutritional plan to get cancer. You know what I mean? Like, he smoked cigarettes, drank, ate sugar and donuts, like, all day. That's what he did. And it's weird because, like, when someone passes away, you think about them all the time, right? And, like, little things remind you of them. Like, I'll start to cry if I see an armored truck. Like, my dad always wanted to rob one of those, man. Like, fuck, man. That was my dad, man. That was my dad. And, like, my parents divorced real young. Like, they were never, they were always, like, on and off. So, like, I kind of, like, I don't blame them for my relationship problems because that shit's weak. But, like, I definitely took a page out of their notebook, right? Like, I'm not the best at relationships. And, like, I think about marriage and, like, I don't think I want to get married because, like, I feel like when people get married, they kind of give up. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they think they've reached the mountaintop and they're like, fuck it, I'm done. Like, I don't need to do shit anymore, right? Like, I lived with a girl, which is, like, practice for marriage. And, like, I fucked up. Like, I gave up. You know what I mean? Like, she always wanted to go on dates. She was like, why don't we hang out? I was like, dude, we live together. We sleep together for 8 hours. We're fucking hanging out all the time. All the time. But that was my fault. You know what I mean? Like, that was my bad. And, like, I've heard a lot of women say, too, like, when they get married, they'll stop, like, giving their dude blowjobs, right? Like, what the fuck is that, dude? Yeah, what is that? Like, if anything, marriage is when blowjobs should start, right? Like, right? You know how many dudes would be lined up to get married, dude? You know what I mean? Everyone would be excited, like, oh, my boy is getting married. Like, dudes would be so amped. Like, no one would want to get divorced. They'd be like, divorce? What? Nah, I'm going to work this shit out, dude. Like, what? You'd meet dudes on, like, their 17th marriage and shit. You know what I mean? Dudes will always want to be married. I don't know, man. It's just not for me, dude. I don't know. And, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like shit is weird between men and women right now, too. Like, it's real tense, right? Like, ladies, like, I don't know what you've been through exactly, but like, I've been hit on by dudes too. And that shit is rough, dude. Like, that's just not fun. Like, I had a guy ask me for my number at the gym recently, and I thought he wanted to fight because he was making a lot of eye contact. And like, yeah. And I fucking, like, I didn't know, right? So, like, I started, like, getting mad because this dude's staring at me. So I, like, put Rage Against the Machine on my iPod, right? I started, like, putting heavier weights on my fucking barbell, like, trying to intimidate him with my 25s and shit. Like, yeah, come on, motherfucker, right? Meanwhile, I'm just turning this dude on the whole time. What the fuck am I doing? So this dude starts walking over to me, man. He starts walking over, and I'm pumped, right? I'm like, yeah, come on, motherfucker, like, come on. I'm like, it's about to go down. And I'm like, hey, is there a problem? And then he pulls out his phone. He's like, yeah, the problem is I don't have your number. He hit me with some smooth ass shit like that, dude. I didn't even know what to say. I felt like a girl. I was like, awkwardly laughing. I was like, me? (626) 394. Yeah, man. It was weird, dude. I didn't know what to do. I had never been in that position, you know what I mean? So I didn't know what to do. So I was like, you know what, man? I'm sorry, I'm not gay. Just better luck next time. You know what I mean? And he was like, oh, but I worked up the courage to come over here. Okay, you don't get to fuck me now. It's not how this works, you know what I mean? And right there, I was like, oh, this is how girls feel. Like, this is what it's like. I just had one instant, you know, but... Then he tried to be like, oh, just give me your number, we could be friends. Like, motherfucker, I say that shit to people. Like, don't try to take my lines, dude, you know what I mean? I know how this shit works. Smooth ass gay dude. I don't know, man. It's just weird, dude. I don't know, man. Like that girl that I lived with. I learned a lot from that. That was like my only real serious relationship, and like I fucked up too because I was dishonest in the beginning. Like I should have been honest because we were in like the getting to know you phase. And she brought up that I think I made a joke about porn or something. And she was like, look, like, I'm not into porn at all. I think it's cheating. Like, you don't watch porn, do you? And I was like, nah, not really, dude. Like, I mean, I seen it, but like, thinking in my head, like, she'll never catch me, so who gives a fuck? Fast forward 6 months. We're living together. It's 4 p.m. She's supposed to be home at 4 p.m. It's 1 p.m., right? I'm done. I'm just washing up, right? Like, feeling good. Endorphins running through my body, dude. I walk into the room. She's standing there, right? Have you guys ever been yelled at in your boxers, dude? This shit is low. And the website was still up, but the video wasn't up. But the ads on the side are always worse than the fucking video itself. It's always like a goblin fucking a unicorn or something crazy. It makes you look like a goddamn criminal, right? So I had to try to defend myself. I had to be like, I wasn't watching I was watching humans have sex, you know what I mean? Like, she didn't care though, man. But you gotta be honest, dude, because that fucked everything up. Like, I didn't, and she, like, ever since then, like, I mean, we ended up breaking up anyways, but like, she was like, I want to be the only woman you desire. And it's like, you're asking me not to be human. How do you know what I mean? How do you do that? You know, I don't control the instinct to like somebody, you know, like, you just can't do it. And she's like, I want to be the only woman you desire. I was like, that's impossible. I'm just doing therapy now at this point, guys. Sorry, I just like went into the matrix. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, guys. I'm running my time too. My name is Patrick Riley. You guys are a lot of fun. Thank you so much.